A deafening scream cuts through the courtroom. Blood seeps through the fabric of a white blouse as Evelyn, mid-30s, gasps. She was never supposed to know. The gallery erupts, shouts, gasps, one man faints. Papers scatter like panicked birds. A police officer lunges toward her, his boot cracking glass beneath. At his feet lies a scorched, half-burned letter. Flashbulbs strobe across the chaos. A child sobs behind the witness stand. The judge, pale and trembling, slams his gavel, but the sound is lost in the hysteria. Evelyn collapses to her knees, mascara bleeding down her face, still staring at the blood on her hands. From behind a shattered window, a camera lens slowly retracts. The whisper of a woman is heard, faint, trembling. He watched her die. The room spins. Sound drops to a heartbeat. Then, silence. Just the distant hum of sirens and one final broken gasp for breath. The silence that follows is absolute. Only the humming of fluorescent lights and the soft dripping of blood breaks through. A moment ago, this was a courtroom seeking justice. Now, it's a crime scene. The bailiff radios for backup. 2 officers usher people out, but most are frozen in place, unable to comprehend what they've witnessed. Evelyn doesn't move. Her eyes are locked on her own hands as if they belong to someone else. She whispers again, but now it's just fragments. It was never supposed. I didn't mean. A medic crouches beside her, but she flinches, recoiling from his touch. Outside the building, rain starts to fall. Flashing lights reflect in the puddles as more responders arrive. The camera pulls back slowly, revealing that someone is watching from a black SUV parked across the street, eyes cold, unblinking, recording everything. Flashback. 2 days earlier. Evelyn stands on the balcony of a high-rise apartment overlooking the city. She clutches the burned edge of a letter, the same one now on the courtroom floor. The wind whips around her, but she doesn't move. Her phone buzzes. A message. Don't tell her. Not yet. Her hands shake. Behind her, a shadow passes across the glass door. She turns startled, but no one's there. She locks the door. Her breath fogs the window. Down on the street, the same black SUV idles across from the building. She's been followed. She knows. Her hand goes to the old scar on her collarbone. Her past isn't past. It's still moving in the dark. Evelyn visits her sister Clara's grave. A quiet hilltop cemetery, wind moaning through trees. She kneels, placing white lilies at the base of the stone. "You were right," she says softly. "They never stopped watching." Her voice cracks. The gravestone reads Clara Hawthorne, 1989-2022. Truth has teeth. 1. Evelyn's hands tremble as she opens a locket and removes a small microchip hidden behind the photo. She hides it in her coat lining. A crow caws in the distance. Leaves rustle. A figure watches from behind a tree, only a flash of a coat and glint of glasses, but Evelyn senses it. She looks up, eyes narrowing. No one's there now, but her heartbeat won't slow. That night, Evelyn dreams of fire. The room is dark, suffocating. A young girl screams. Her voice echoes, warps. Flames rise around an old house. Evelyn, younger, bangs on a locked door, smoke in her lungs. She sees a man behind the glass, a man she thought dead. He smiles, then vanishes in the heat. She wakes, gasping. Her apartment is quiet, but something feels wrong. A closet door is ajar. Her hand creeps toward it. Inside, a single item hangs, her sister's red coat. She never brought it back from the funeral. She backs away. Her phone screen lights up without a touch. A voice message plays. She knows. 2 days before the courtroom chaos, Evelyn walks into her mother's old study, a room frozen in time. Dust dances in the early morning sun, filtering through heavy velvet curtains. Bookshelves loom high with aging leather volumes. The desk, untouched, still bears her mother's fountain pen, and a photograph of young Evelyn and Clara smiling with scraped knees. Evelyn whispers, "You warned me." But I wouldn't listen. She runs her fingers over a hidden compartment beneath the drawer and retrieves a worn cassette tape labeled, "For Evelyn, only if it happens." Her hand trembles. She presses play on the vintage recorder. A woman's voice crackles through. "If you're hearing this, it means the chain has started again. Trust no one, especially him." Evelyn's breath catches. She rewinds it to be sure. Same words. Same voice. Her mother's. The room suddenly feels colder, as if someone else is listening too. Evelyn returns to the hospital where her sister was pronounced dead. The hallway smells of antiseptic and artificial lemon. Nurses pass with clipboards, but she keeps her head down. Room 406, Clara's final hours. She stands in the doorway, haunted. The bed is empty now, perfectly made, as if nothing ever happened. But Evelyn sees it all. The beeping machines, the unanswered whispers, the hand she held as her sister faded. She moves to the window where the rain pounds the glass. Her reflection stares back, older now, colder. On the floor beneath the bed, something glints, an old USB drive, barely visible. Evelyn bends down, slips it into her coat. A file name flashes in her mind, Control Chain Vone. She doesn't know what it means yet, but she knows who will. And she knows he's already looking for it. That evening, Evelyn meets Detective Marcus Ray in a dimly lit cafe. Mid-40s, grizzled but sharp, he slides into the booth across from her without a word. She places the USB drive on the table. "It was Clara's," she says. He doesn't touch it. "You know they'll come for you now," Marcus says. Evelyn nods. "They already are." He sips black coffee, eyes scanning the cafe behind her. "Control Chain. That was a project. Top secret. Psychological ops. They said it never went live." Evelyn stares. "Then why did my sister have it?" Marcus leans in. "Because she figured it out, and someone made sure she couldn't speak." A waitress passes, dropping a sugar packet. Evelyn picks it up, a phone number scrawled across it. Marcus is already gone. She's alone again, with more questions and no time left. Evelyn visits her father's old law firm. A monolithic building of marble and secrets. She's led to a private archive room, rows of locked cabinets, humidity-controlled silence. She's alone. Her fingers skim over drawers marked Confidential 2002. She opens one. Inside are folders labeled with initials. A, R, H, C, L, H, M, R. Her heart pounds. She finds Clara's name and flips through. Medical reports, surveillance photos, transcripts of therapy sessions. Someone was watching her for years. At the bottom, a sealed envelope with her own name. She tears it open. Inside, a photograph of Evelyn, aged 9, shaking hands with a man whose face is scratched out in ink. On the back, the beginning. Something falls from between the sheets. A key. No tag. Just a cold, metal invitation. That night, Evelyn stands at the door to an old storage locker. Number 73. The brass key fits. The lock clicks. She pushes it open and is greeted by darkness. Flicking the light switch reveals a small room lined with corkboard and file cabinets. Photos pinned across the walls. Her, Clara, even Marcus, moments from their lives, frozen in candid surveillance. In the center, a table with a single folder labeled Initiation. She opens it. Diagrams, psychological conditioning blueprints, subject files. At the end, a blank dossier with her name. Subject EH. Her breath catches. They were preparing her, grooming her. Her entire life, engineered. A buzz sounds behind her. She turns. The storage door has closed. She's locked in. And someone's watching. Evelyn paces in Marcus' apartment. Bare walls, outdated furniture, stacks of unsorted case files. He returns, throwing a newspaper on the table. Witness disappears after testifying in Hawthorne case. Evelyn stares, trembling. That's Jenna. She was Clara's friend. Marcus nods grimly. She vanished last night. No signs, no struggle. Evelyn runs a hand through her hair. They're wiping the trail. Marcus opens a file. Photos of a secret facility buried in court records. There's a place in the woods. Off the books. I think it's where the program began. Evelyn breathes heavily. Then that's where I need to go. Marcus shakes his head. You'll be dead before you cross the gate. She steps closer. I'm already a target. Let me be dangerous too. For the first time, Marcus doesn't argue. In the dead of night, Evelyn breaks into a remote archive site, deep in the forest, flashlight trembling in hand. The building is rusted, windowless, and surrounded by decaying fences. Inside, rows of filing cabinets stretch into darkness. One drawer is slightly ajar. She pulls it. Inside, a list of candidates, all marked inactive, compromised. Her name is circled in red. Suddenly, footsteps echo. She freezes. A figure appears in the hallway. A guard. She ducks, holding her breath as a beam of light sweeps past. Her phone buzzes softly. Get out, they know. She shoves the file into her coat and slips through a side exit, vanishing into the trees. Behind her, the lights flicker on. Someone's arrived too late. Or just in time. Back in the city, Evelyn attends a funeral under a fake name. Jenna's. Only 3 people are present. A quiet priest, an older woman sobbing alone, and a man in a gray suit who never removes his sunglasses. Evelyn watches from a distance, heart aching. Jenna tried to expose them. She paid the price. As the coffin is lowered, Evelyn slips away, planting a tracking device on the suited man's car. Later, from a nearby rooftop, she watches the signal move. The car circles twice, then heads to an old psychiatric hospital marked as closed. Evelyn's fingers tighten on the railing. The past isn't buried. It's institutionalized. And if she doesn't act fast, she'll be next. Disguised as a reporter, Evelyn enters the psychiatric facility. Its halls reek of bleach and silence. Patients stare blankly through reinforced glass doors. A nurse stops her. You're not on the list. Evelyn smiles, holding up a fabricated badge. Special clearance. The nurse shrugs and lets her pass. She finds a door labeled Ace Atch Archives. Inside, flickering bulbs reveal boxes of audio reels, tapes labeled with initials and dates. She plays one. Clara's voice fills the room, trembling. They said I wasn't real, that I was made to be a trigger. Evelyn recoils. Another tape starts automatically, her own voice at age 10, reciting a pattern. She shuts it off, shaking. The door slams shut behind her. Locked in. The intercom crackles. Welcome back, Subject EH. Evelyn escapes through an underground tunnel, clutching audio tapes and a flash drive. Dirt walls press close. She breathes through panic. Above her, alarms wail. Reaching daylight, she emerges into an abandoned train yard, rain pelting rusted metal. She sprints to the shadows as searchlights sweep the area. A train car door slides open. What? Marcus stands inside. You weren't supposed to go alone. Evelyn hands him the drive. We're past supposed. He scans the files. This is more than just programming. This is generational. Evelyn, soaked and shivering, looks him dead in the eye. Then, we end it with us. For once he believes her. But behind them, a figure watches from atop a nearby railcar, unnoticed, recording everything. Evelyn stares at the decrypted files from the flash drive. Diagrams, names, images. All centered around one project. Genesis, emotional conditioning through inherited trauma. In one document, she finds a DNA report. Clara's lineage leads not to their known father, but to a different source. Evelyn blinks hard. Clara was adopted, but never told. She wasn't the target. Evelyn whispers. I was. Her hand trembles as she scrolls further. A name surfaces, Dr. Lionel Graves, psychological architect. There's a photo, her childhood therapist. Another file loads. Subject, field deployment schedule pending. Evelyn chokes back tears. Every fear, every coincidence, every breakdown, it was all by design. They hadn't monitored her life. They had written it. Evelyn confronts Marcus in the boxcar. She throws the printed reports at him. You knew I was part of it. Marcus doesn't flinch. Not until recently, he says quietly. But I suspected you were too composed under pressure, like you were trained. Evelyn steps back, betrayal etched deep. So what? I'm a weapon. Marcus nods slowly. They needed you to believe you were broken so they could program your pain. She shakes her head. You're part of it too. He reaches into his coat, hands her an old photograph, her as a baby, held by a younger Marcus. They assigned me to watch you, but I chose to protect you. Her world crumbles. You were never my ally, she whispers. You were my handler. Rain lashes the windshield as Evelyn drives through the night alone. The city lights blur, her knuckles white on the steering wheel. In the passenger seat, the photo of her and Marcus, now torn down the middle. Her phone rings. A voice she hasn't heard in decades comes through. Dr. Graves. Welcome back, Evelyn. You're right on time. Her pulse spikes. What do you want? He laughs softly. You're ready now. The question is, will you obey? She hangs up. Her car screeches to a stop. She breathes heavily. Frozen. Then her dashboard lights flicker. The radio turns on by itself. A recording plays. Her own voice, age 9, reciting coded instructions. Her past is no longer history, it's an operating system. Evelyn breaks into the upper level of Graves' estate. Modern, sterile, encased in mirrored glass. Security systems hum like predators. In a locked study, she finds walls filled with faces, photos of children over decades, each labeled with letters and tags. She recognizes many from her childhood therapy group. They were never patients, she mutters. They were prototypes. On a wall screen, a paused video shows young Evelyn undergoing an interview, her answers timed and coded. In another file, a chart measuring obedience levels. Hers reads, above threshold. The screen flickers on. Graves appears via live feed. All stories require a climax, he says, smiling. Now come home, subject, The room locks down. The final test has begun. Evelyn watches the surveillance feed of herself as a child, climbing stairs, eating cereal, drawing. Every moment recorded. They never needed a camera, she murmurs. I was the signal. Her heartbeat echoes through the silence. Suddenly, alarms blare. From a hidden panel, a corridor opens. At its end, Dr. Graves, older, thinner, eyes like polished stone. You were always special, he says. Not because of your trauma. Because of your response to it. Evelyn steps forward, fists clenched. You built me, now I'm going to dismantle you. Graves smirks. You can't destroy the architect, but you can become one. Evelyn raises the pistol from her coat. I already did. She fires. The screen shatters behind him, only glass. Graves was never in the room. Evelyn escapes the estate through a concealed passage, blood trickling from a cut on her forehead. The sky is breaking into dawn, casting pale light over the wooded hills. She reaches a lone cabin, her father's hunting lodge, long abandoned. Inside, Marcus waits, bruised, bandaged, silent. You saw him, he asks. Evelyn nods. A projection, but he wanted me there. He wanted me to pull the trigger. Marcus hands her a flash drive. It's a full extraction of your childhood sessions. If you release this, it'll expose everything. Evelyn stares at it. And bury everyone. Marcus looks at her. Even graves can't undo the truth once it's public. Evelyn grips the drive tightly. Then we make it public. Every dirty second of it. She looks up. Tonight, they infiltrate the gala, a luxurious, high-security political fundraiser hosted in Graves' honor. Evelyn walks through the ballroom in Clara's red dress, head held high, hair pinned in perfect curls. The guests murmur, some recognizing her from old headlines. Marcus slips into the control booth, disguised as tech crew. Evelyn moves to the stage. She takes the mic calmly. "My name is Evelyn Hawthorne," she says. "And everything you've been told is a lie." Gasps ripple. Screens behind her flicker to life. Footage plays. Therapy sessions, confessions, Graves directives. Faces in the crowd go pale. Some guests bolt for the exits. Evelyn breathes slowly as silence chokes the room. "This is not revenge," she says. "It's revelation." The crowd is frozen. Then, applause. Slow. Why? Hesitant. Growing. Chaos erupts as Graves enters the ballroom, flanked by security. "Shut it down," he snarls. But it's too late. The footage has already gone global. Journalists stream the moment live. Evelyn turns toward him, unwavering. "You can't silence history." Graves steps forward, fury simmering beneath his calm. "You were nothing without me." She holds her ground. "I was never yours." He raises a hand. Security closes in. But the crowd parts. The guests, once silent, now protective. "Let her speak," someone shouts. Graves tries to step forward, but Marcus blocks him. "Game over." Graves sneers. There's always another game. But he's escorted out. The illusion shattered. Evelyn breathes. For the first time, truly free. Backstage, Evelyn's hands tremble as Marcus checks the news feeds. Headlines spinning. Project Genesis exposed. Child subjects speak out. Graves resigns. The public storm begins. But Evelyn is quiet. "They'll try to erase it all again," she says. Marcus nods. "That's why we built redundancy." He opens a secure laptop and uploads the files to multiple sources. It can't be deleted now. Evelyn stares at her reflection in a shattered mirror. "If they created me for obedience, I chose disobedience." Marcus places a hand on her shoulder. "You broke the chain." A long pause. Evelyn whispers, "I started a new one." Outside, the world reacts, but inside she finally feels sovereign. A press conference. The world watches. Evelyn stands behind the podium, no longer hiding. "This is not a story of survival," she says. "It's a story of control. And what happens when we take it back?" She lays out evidence, names, locations, programs. Behind her, victims step forward, others who were trained, broken, rebuilt. Their faces carry history, pain, and defiance. Evelyn looks out at the crowd. "We are not products. We are people." The silence that follows is sacred. Then one voice. A young girl in the front row stands. "You saved me," she says. Evelyn's voice breaks. "No, you saved me." The cameras flash. A new story begins. The trial of Dr. Lionel Graves begins. Evelyn watches from the gallery, expression unreadable. Cameras flash. Journalists murmur. Graves enters, shackled, older than she remembered, yet still smug. He turns, locking eyes with her. She doesn't blink. Witnesses speak. Documents are reviewed. Evelyn never takes the stand. She doesn't need to. Her silence is louder than any testimony. The judge's gavel echoes, and for a moment, time freezes. She walks out before the verdict is read. Some truths don't need validation. Outside, the air is crisp. Oh, the world feels wide again. She looks up. No helicopters. No shadows. Just sky. Evelyn visits Clara's grave once more. This time, She doesn't cry. Instead, she brings a small wooden box. Inside, the locket, the drive, a burned page from the file, and a photo of the sisters as children. She kneels and whispers, "It's done." A breeze stirs the leaves. She begins digging a small hollow beneath the headstone, placing the box inside. As she covers it, her hands steady. This isn't hiding, it's closure. She presses her palm to the earth. They'll never touch us again. Behind her, a robin lands on the stone, watching. She smiles. That's right, watch all you want. I'm not afraid anymore. Weeks later, Evelyn leads a private workshop for other survivors. A converted warehouse holds folding chairs, old projectors, and tired eyes that understand too much. She speaks with calm authority. We were used, but we are not broken, and we are not done. The group listens. Some weep, others nod silently. She walks among them, placing files, giving names, handing back power. Her voice is soft but firm. They thought our silence was compliance. It was survival. Now, it's choice. A teenage girl raises her hand. Can we fight them? Evelyn looks her in the eye. We already are. The room breathes. A movement has begun. Evelyn walks along the coast alone. Wind in her hair. Shoes in hand. The ocean crashes beside her, loud but comforting. Her phone buzzes with messages, news updates, interviews, offers. She turns it off. This moment is hers. Ahead she finds a child's drawing in the sand, two girls holding hands beneath a tree. No footprints around it. She kneels, traces the outline. She knows it's Clara's. Somehow, someway. Still watching, she murmurs. The tide creeps closer. Evelyn stands back straight. She doesn't wipe away the drawing. Let the sea carry it. Let memory live where truth was buried. Marcus watches Evelyn from a distance, now just another person in the world. He smiles faintly and turns away, disappearing into a crowd. No more handlers. No more secrets. In her apartment, Evelyn pins the last photo to her corkboard. An empty chair with her sister's scarf draped across it. Below it, a handwritten quote, "Freedom isn't given, it's remembered." She lights a candle. Not for mourning, for witnessing. The flame flickers, steady. Outside her window, the city continues, chaotic, loud, unaware. She closes her eyes. This isn't the end. Just the breath between battles. Midnight. A sterile white lab. Empty. Empty. Silent. Then, a beep. A monitor blinks to life. File loading. Control chain VF2. Initialization in progress. Across the screen, Evelyn's face appears. But younger. Unchanged. Digital. Dangapoint. A synthetic voice says, "Subject, replication complete." The camera pulls back, revealing rows of cryo chambers. All empty, except one. Inside, a sleeping girl. About 10 years old. Identical to Evelyn. Then her eyes open. No emotion. No sound. Just a pulse. Cut to a flash drive being inserted into a sleek terminal. A hooded figure stands in shadow, watching data stream across screens. They type quickly, bypassing encryption with ease. On one monitor, Evelyn's recent press speech plays muted. The figure pauses, leans in. The face reflected in the screen is Evelyn's again, but different. Older. Scarred. She whispers, "I always planned for this." Then deletes the feed. She isn't watching from the outside. She's been inside the system all along. A girl in a school hallway opens her locker. Inside, a letter, unsigned, sealed in red wax. She opens it. Only one line. "You are the next." Her hands tremble. She turns. No one is there. But the hallway light flickers. Her eyes narrow, not in fear, but in recognition. She walks away, calm. She's ready. The camera lingers on the letter, then zooms in on the wax seal. Somewhere deep in a data vault, footage from Evelyn's life rewinds rapidly, faster and faster, until it freezes on one frame. Her as a baby, being handed to a woman whose face is never shown. The footage corrupts, glitches, and loops. Then a new label appears, subject SH, activation delayed. The feed shuts off. Black screen. A heartbeat plays. But this time, it's not Evelyn's. A quiet suburban driveway. A luxury car pulls up. A man steps out, briefcase in hand. From the back seat, a child exits, 10 years old, clean uniform, calm. The man smiles. Big day, huh? The child stares at the house. You don't remember me, but I never forgot you. The man's face falls. What did you say? The child turns toward him. I know what you did. I watched it all. The briefcase slips from his hand. The child walks forward, unsmiling. Behind them, a neighbor's sprinkler hisses into life. The world keeps turning, unaware that justice just arrived in a child's shoes.